Hi there, welcome to our question bank. Here I want to show you how to use the question bank. But first, what is a question bank? Well, it's just a bank full of LSAT questions, and we're sorting them by LR, LG, or RC. So let's talk about how to use this. And here I want you to think of yourself as being in a grocery store, and what you're looking at here down below, you just keep scrolling, are all the items that are available to you. And you can do two things with all the items here. The first thing is you can put them in your shopping basket, and the second thing is you can actually check out, which is to view the selected questions. So let's say, for example, you want, I don't know, all of the most strongly supported questions. So you can either type into the filter field most strongly supported, or you can just click most strongly supported, and now all you're doing right now is you're just viewing all the most strongly supported. You haven't selected anything in your basket. I mean, if you just like for whatever reason you just want like these questions, you can just check the boxes, which there's the act of putting them into your shopping basket. If you want all of them, just go ahead and click here, select all shown, and now you've placed all of them in your shopping basket. And if you're done with all the questions, then you just click view selected questions, and now you'll be taken to a page where you're viewing all you've checked out, so to speak. You're viewing all the questions that you just selected. So there's one way to use it. So now let's talk about a more complicated way to use this. For example, you feel like you need more practice with conditional logic, which means you might want to do some must be true questions, some sufficient assumption questions, some pseudo-sufficient assumption questions, right? So how do you select for those? Well, I'll show you. So first thing you want to do is just select one of them, let's say sufficient assumption. So you click sufficient assumption, you'll see that populated with SA. You can also type it in here and just select all of them, meaning put all of them into your basket. Now, whatever you do with this doesn't change the fact that you placed all the sufficient assumption questions into your basket. So if you scroll down here and you encounter a sufficient assumption, you see it's still selected, right? Because it's still in your basket. Now you just want to add things to your basket. So let's say, what do we say? You want a pseudo-sufficient as well. So now you click pseudo-sufficient. Now it's showing you all the pseudo-sufficient. And of course, none of them is selected. And if you select all of them are in your basket. So now if you click view selected questions, in other words, check out, you'll be viewing all of the sufficient and pseudo-sufficient assumption questions. Right, so there's a second way, a slightly more complicated way to use this. All right, so one final example of how you might want to use this. Let's say this time you want all the must be true questions, but you actually only want them from PTs 1, 2, 3, and you only want the medium, harder, and hardest ones, right? So that's a pretty particular set of questions. So what you do is first filter out for PT1, right? PT1, so now you're looking only at the PT1 questions. You click must be true to filter for those. And then, I mean, you can do this manually if you want. You just like manually select the ones that you want. Or you can do this with the filtering, which is to select all of them first, then filter for the easiest ones, right? See, now you're seeing all the easiest ones, and then you deselect that, right? You deselect that. Now you get rid of it, and you see what happened is that automatically deselected all the easiest ones. Now you do it again for the easier ones, and then you deselect that, and then you'll see, you just double check again. See, now you only got the medium, harder, hardest ones, right? So remember, these are all selected, which means they're in your shopping basket. You can change this field any way you want. It won't affect what's in your shopping basket, right? So now you click PT2, you can do the same thing again, select all of them. Then you filter for the easiest ones, which there are no easiest ones for a PT2, but the easier ones, yeah, there's one of them. So you deselect that, right? So now you can go back and filter finally for PT3, right? PT3, select all of them. Again, easiest ones, deselect, right? And now click the easier ones and deselect, right? And now you're done. And now what you're left with are the must be true questions, medium, harder, or hardest difficulty from PTs 1, 2, and 3. And now you can check out or view selected questions. And there they are populated right here.